The quantum model of creation is saying everything is a possibility, everything exists there. And so we are simply going after it. We're latching onto it. That's it. So that aiming at it
Happy morning, friends. Welcome to our day 19th of the 40 days program. Today, let's understand about limiting beliefs. Yesterday, we have seen visualization and then the limiting emotions, how the limiting emotions stand as in our manifestations, right? So today we'll understand a little bit more in detail about how these limiting emotions are coming from where they are coming from, what is the belief system, and how actually we can reprogram some of our beliefs in order to make our manifestations. Okay, and yes, with this I'll hand it over to Chandra sir.
Yes, Pradeep. What limiting emotions or beliefs that you had, if any?
Right. So when I started meditating from 2012, but then I understood more about this concept of belief system only in 2018 when I actually got introduced to Soul Trends and when I came across few books like You Are the Placebo. So some of the belief systems, many are there. One or two that significantly changed me is regarding my health. So uh, even though I was so young, I was conditioned at that point of time that we need to consume a lot of food supplements in order to be healthy, uh, in order to make our body live healthy for a longer period of time. So what I was believing is I went through these articles and then different ads in the televisions, and from some of my friends, I listened that okay, body doesn't have this capability to produce all the nutrients by itself, so you need to supply everyday proteins, vitamins, and then the fats, fibers, all these things externally. So I used to consume a lot of food supplements, almost 4 to 5,000 worth of food supplements every single month. And yes, I was doing it for almost 3 years, 14, 15, 16, 17, for 4 years, I guess. And even I used to promote this across my family and friend circle and in my office as well. And some of my people, some of my friends agreed to what I said, and they also started consuming. So when I came across sir and madam, and we are one day when we are having lunch, I was sharing the diet what I was following every single day, and then sir said, our body has all the capability to produce by itself. We need not supply anything externally. So this was kind of hitting me hard, and then I thought, okay, let me experiment this. Let me stop using these supplements what I've been using for the last 4 years, and then see my energy levels. I did it for a month. I kept all these supplement dabbas aside for a month or 45 days, and absolutely I didn't find any change in my energy levels. My energy levels are still intact. I was not feeling anything like lazy or lethargic, and um, very hardly I used to catch cold or headache, all these things, and the things remain the same. So then I realized, okay, this was a kind of belief which I formed and which is actually not true. And then I started saying this to everyone around me. All these commercials, advertisements from the newspapers, TVs keep saying various things, but then our body itself has the beautiful capability to produce everything. It's a big pharmaceutical industry by itself. Whatever it needs, it will produce by itself if you allow it to do it. What is meant by allowing to do it? If I don't push my body into the stress mode, if I allow the body to function at its normal state, then it produces everything, whatever it needs for itself. This is one such limiting belief which I overcome, and yes, many more are there. I'll keep sharing. Sir, over to you.
Wonderful. So these limiting beliefs are holding us back. Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, wonderful evening. The whole process of meditation, if you are doing, and the primary purpose is to get free from all limitations. The primary purpose is to experience every moment of our life to the best possible way. We have so many aspirations. We have so many interests. We have so much feeling. But then many a times we are stuck up. Stuck up with all the culture, the religious beliefs. Stuck up with a lot of beliefs. Belief is the word. Many times we don't know why we do it. Many times we know, but then we think that we just have to do it. We do it, many times we do it with fear because we are fearful, and so we do it. A lot of times out of ignorance, we do it, meaning lack of knowledge. That's the perfect example that Pradeep talked about. Did not know because we are programmed so much, or rather we knew the other way, that the supplements are a must for the body to be healthy, youthful. But when we understand there is something else that can do the same, then we easily phase it out. Now we are free. I'm sure Pradeep is free of spending money, free of not depending on something external to keep as healthy. Because now you can go anywhere, you can travel anywhere, not worrying about that bottle of supplements that is carrying or not, that are available or not. Now, limiting beliefs are formed on a regular basis because how are they formed? Just based on the learning that we're having from our experiences around. If you are booking tickets and then if 3 times in the process of booking tickets today and tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you go into the portal and then look at it and say, okay, today is X amount, tomorrow little X plus Y, and then X plus 2, and the day after tomorrow is another some more. Then we come to a conclusion that, okay, what have come some general conclusion say, if I as close to the date, the ticket price are only going to go high. Even though we know that many times the prices can come down too. I'm not saying that we don't book them, but all I'm saying is that we conclude. When we have time, we book it early, but when we don't have time, then we conclude, and the process is, okay, now I'm booking late, so it's going to be very high anyway. And so we conclude and then go, and we find the prices to be very high. We never approach and say, okay, I'm going in, and then I am getting my tickets to be the right price, because I'm on my dharma, so I'm getting to my tickets to the right price. A simple switch is thinking that, I'm going late, and so the tickets are going to be very expensive. Last time it was like this, and this time also it's going to be like this, is a limiting belief with which we go in, because the underlying theme is that close to the date, always flights are expensive, always the tickets are expensive, are not available. This is a general belief that we form, and so we apply it. We apply it in one, then we generalize it a little more. And say close to the date, everything is tough. From tickets, it gets into everything. If you're finalizing any vendor or close to the date, everything is going to be tough. Or the halls are not available. Okay, these people are going to charge more money, and everything is tough close to the date. From one, which is close to the date, only airline tickets are expensive, now becomes a generalized belief, everything is tough. This is how we generalize things, called generalization trap. We talk to two people or three people and say, oh, people, they always are like this. We just generalize it. Talk to two or three people, that's all. But we generalize and say, oh, because we are looking for something, suppose you're a sales guy, then you're trying to sell, and then you go to two people and then two clients, and then they said something and say, I don't think my product has it. People are not liking it. Simple. With two sales calls, we come with a generalized feedback. When things happen repeatedly, very quickly we form a belief saying that this is how it is. We have to be aware to not fall into it. Now, the problem is that limiting beliefs are causing us to think exactly in the opposite direction of the goal that we are visualizing and dreaming about. If you're visualizing and dreaming consciously about something that you want, but then subconsciously, the limiting belief, anything that gets repeated is going and then recorded in the subconscious program, and subconscious is always taking over. Subconscious is your automatic, autonomous program. That means it operates on its own independently before you would know about it. It's an autopilot which is taking over. Subconscious is working for us. Subconscious is the seat of the soul, or the seat of our consciousness, is working for us automatically, whatever is recorded there. Because first of all, we allow it to be recorded. And how do you allow it to be recorded? When you repeat, when things happen a few times, then we are taking it as, we're concluding from it, and then we record it. When things happen multiple times, we have a conclusion from it, it gets recorded. Because repetition goes in there. So the way, and then we must constantly examine these limiting beliefs which limit our potential. And then the whole process of meditation, friends, forget about manifestation. Whole process of meditation is to constantly be aware of the limitations we are setting for ourselves. Oh, I've moved out of this role, so no longer people care for me. I'm retired, so I'm not much value anymore. Because we look at, and then we heard the statement from people. Even though you have been highly valued, and then now we just suddenly we decide for ourselves that I'm not valued anymore. Only with that role things come. If I'm in this role, people respect me. Otherwise, nobody cares for me now. Limiting belief again. Everything is set by ourselves. So these limiting beliefs are constantly holding us back, and so we must examine them. We'll study that today. We understand this a little bit after the meditation, dear friends. So let's go into the meditation once again. Our meditation is helping us regularly be more aware of our thought process, and so we can catch it to correct a limiting belief. But the meditation is also helping us constantly experience beyond the body, and as a result, it is not letting us settle to anything that is limiting. Because when you experience something beyond the body, then you always feel that there is something bigger out there. And so why settle for less? This is the feeling. This is one is at a holistic level, another is more tactical level. Holistically, you start feeling that, okay, I'm bigger than the body. So how can I have limits? So this is the feeling that we slowly get into, while our awareness, which is tactically helping us recognize that, okay, I'm thinking something limiting. And so then we're able to catch it. So both ways we benefit. So the meditation practicing is Ana-Pana-Sati, observing our natural normal breath. Our goal is to empty the mind. We have thousands of thoughts. Is there anybody new? Just as a poll, if you are new today for the first time you joined the session, can I say yes? Just want to know. If anybody new who joined for the first time in today's session. We always see some people are registering and then joining. Good to know. Nobody. I guess then we can directly jump into doing the meditation process. So our goal is to empty the mind. So with your eyes closed, take any point on the nose and observe your breath. When you observe the breath, natural breath, the mind becomes empty. Our goal is to be in that empty state of mind. When the mind is empty, we experience emptiness. We want to be in that empty state of mind for as long as we can. If we have thoughts, you recognize you have thoughts, attention back to the breath and again observe. And when you observe the breath, slowly mind becomes empty. So we keep repeating this process. And when you are in empty state, there's lots of energy that is being felt by many people. And so there are many experiences of body sensations, movements, mind, visions, colors. Be a witness to them. Do not interpret them, do not analyze them at that point or ever. And then be a witness to them simply and then be there with them. Slowly cross over to something else. Do not analyze. In case you have thoughts, attention back to the breath. It's called Ana-Pana-Sati Meditation. So we'll practice it. This is where we're spending every day long enough time. That means we clear the mind, we empty the mind, and then we stay in that empty state, which is the quantum energy field. And before we do this process, we are doing something called heart elevation, which is to feel an heightened, elevated emotion in our body, in our heart, by recollecting a past experience for a few minutes, which helps to go into the deeper Ana-Pana-Sati meditation states. So relax yourself, dear friends, sit comfortably. Just follow my guidance for this heart elevation. Pretty easy. Dear friends, with your eyes closed, Relax your body with your eyes closed, specs removed. Keep your hands on your chest area. And with your attention, on your sacred heart, can you feel a beautiful heart? Breathe more with a slow, long, relaxing breath. Can you feel your sacred heart? Connect with it. With its energies of love, joy, gratitude. Experience this heart center, the seat of all emotions. Feel it, dear friends. Be with it. This intelligent center, your primary connection of your life's experiences. Can you recollect an experience of joy, gratitude, compassion, or kindness, or any of the elevated emotions from your past, from your present, and relive that moment and feel that energy? Relive that moment of love, of joy, of gratitude, and feel that energy inside your beautiful heart. The more you experience love, joy, the more you become coherent with your greater mind. The more you find your connection to all things and everybody. Feel that energy. And friends, slowly let's go into breath mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers, resting your hands comfortably in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are going into powerful group meditation. Our goal is to empty the mind. When we observe our breath, our mind becomes empty. we observe our breath, our mind becomes empty. As our mind is becoming empty, we experience greater emptiness all around. Be with your breath, one with that in breath and the out breath. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to become totally empty. As your mind is becoming empty, can you become aware of that emptiness inside of you, all around you, occupying your room? Become aware of the emptiness inside of you, all around you, as you merge into your breath. That's energy. All emptiness is energy. That greater consciousness, this quantum energy field of limitless possibilities. The longer we are with it, dear friends, the more possibilities we draw into our life. The more we reprogram our subconscious with greater expansive wisdom allow yourself to experience this emptiness of no body, no thing. Relax your body.
We can change the world one heart at a time. We can change the world one heart at a time. I see you, I know you, you're a part of me. We can change the world one heart at a time. We can change the world one heart at a time. I see you, I know you, you're a part of me.
Recollect your experience from the session,
We can change
and whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then you may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. We are experiencing many things in our meditation. The body movements, body sensations, heaviness, lightness, something different that you don't expect. Because when you're sitting into meditation, you're normal, and all we're doing is to observe our natural breath. So very, very relaxing process. That's all we're doing. But however, suddenly you will see there is some feeling of energy in the body here, or there's head, maybe there's also a feeling of energy. Energy in many ways. When we are emptying ourselves in our meditation, we are receiving the two things happening. When we're emptying ourselves, and emptying the thought, and so then we are merging with this energy field, because we are deep inside, we are all emptiness and energy. Monday and Tuesday we've gone through the session. We are 99.9% emptiness, and that's our energy. So first we merge into this energy. We experience energy because we are that energy. Second, our pineal gland is getting active. The sensations in the third eye area, when we are having them, and some of them notice, is that the midbrain is getting active, pineal gland getting active. In meditation, pineal gland is getting active. The function of the pineal gland, apart from physically differently, but from a spiritual perspective, it is receiving information from everywhere, from this energy field. So we receive information as energy, so we receive a lot of energy. Cosmic energy is downloaded into the body. That's the other way to say it. Cosmic energy is floods into the body when we are getting emptier and emptier and emptier. Because there's an equation. When we are empty of all thought in the mind, then a special neuropeptide, neurochemical is produced called melatonin that has its function. And that melatonin is working on the pineal gland to become active, and so then you receive plenty of energy, because it becomes like an antenna. So we receive that energy, and so the body is trying to support itself. Initially, this is how a body becomes quite energetic. There is an energy body around a physical body. And that energy body is getting cleansed. It gets cleansed at that point. All the blocks, the patches reflect as ill health. And so they get cleared over a period of time when you regularly meditate and regularly receiving energy. And so then the body's patches get cleared. And as a result, so we are getting better and better and better. The patches also get cleared when we are constantly changing our thought. The thought is produced based on our state of being. Our judgments, our assertions, behaviors, all the beliefs. Based on the beliefs that we have, either we have limiting beliefs which block our energy, or expansive beliefs will open up and then remove that block. So the various meditation experiences that we are having, the energy experiences are because we are receiving tons of energy, and the body initially is getting cleared of these blocks, but then we also have to adjust to it. Body has to adjust to it. So over a period of time, the shaking, the movements, and some of them will stop. Does not mean that you're not doing right. It only means that you adjust to that experience and go to the next one. And this process will go on to a point. Then as we get deeper and deeper with experiences, then some of us and some are seeing maybe some visions, maybe directly seeing a product idea, directly finding a solution to the problem in the form of people discussing symbolically. So when we are seeing and when you're getting flashes of people or some discussion or somebody telling like a dream, it might mean something to you, but these are all possible and they're happening. If it means something to you, then you take on it and see if you can apply it in your current life. Instead, if it don't mean something to you, then it is okay. Leave that and then move on. These are just like when you're traveling to a nature place, while you know that there's one place you want to visit, but along the way you will see some lakes and water bodies and you will see something new. And then you don't analyze too much about it, isn't it? You just see it and say, oh, there's a nice, this is nice, this is nice, and keep going. Meditation experience is also like that. We keep seeing things, and then if you like it, okay, see it, keep going. If you don't like it, it's okay too, right? We keep going. We don't get stuck with the meditation experience. But those are all our experience of that invisible energy field that we are going through, we are exploring when we are emptying ourselves. And so we see lots of different experiences. Yes, Anisha, madam. Before you go into the limiting beliefs, yes, Anisha, madam, an announcement to make.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful meditation. Namaste, everyone. I would like to thank all the donors on behalf of Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation immensely, who have contributed between 1st April to 29th April. I'm announcing the names of the donors contributed more than 5,000. Rakesh Jalumane, Saroj Kumar Singh, A. Lakshmanan of Shantalakshmi Mills India LLP, Rajadi Jagan Mohan, Dhulipala Nagapradeep, Chandragupta Shah, Ramakrishna Akarapu, Dashratha Ramarao Veeravaneni, Sri MTK Textiles Private Limited, Kamarajigada Nagalakshmi, Sumit Mathur, Senni Malai, Ramudu Pratap Chandra Rao, Arvind Sampath, Veena Arvind, O.P. Verma, and Sridhar Saraswati. Thank you all.
Thank you, Anisha, madam. That's great. We deeply thank all the people who are contributing and then taking a part into this cause. I'd like to bring up a slide. Wait, I don't think this is the slide I want to get to. Do you see anything on the screen? No. Yes. We're talking about limiting beliefs, how they limit us. So this chart that I put up here I want you to take a minute to read and say if you resonate with some of them. These are the statements, these are affirmations that many times we are telling ourselves without even thinking what it can cause to us and how it can limit our potential. or how we can make us more of that. If our thoughts and feelings create a fundamental reality, now any of these statements, when we say to ourselves, knowingly or unknowingly, then we are constantly becoming that. Nothing good ever happens to me. I'm not a lucky person. I'm never going to be successful. My pain is normal and it will never go away. So there are many such beliefs. I don't have time. It's not here, but one common thing we hear, I don't have time. Oh, I'm always very busy. My spouse is extremely busy all the time. My spouse never comes on time at home at all. We're sure going to come today also again late, even though I planned for a movie. Statements that we make, and statements that we make with a lot of assertion. And when we make these statements, we're also making statements with a lot of feeling. Meaning that we really mean that it is true. A lot of times you say, no, I just said it accidentally. But it's not accidental. It comes from a subconscious mind. It's programmed already. We deny the existence of a belief because we say that, no, it just come. Just come. I didn't mean it. When these words come, then usually they are there in subconscious programs because that's why they come automatically without one's involvement. They come because they're in the subconscious, and subconscious is working for us. In every situation, the subconscious is working and then emitting out those feelings-driven words, and so they come out. Now, these are all the limiting beliefs that we're constantly forming based on our past. When you see something called I'm not smart or I'm not creative, now this is perhaps a limiting belief formed very early in the childhood potentially. If you never had it, and then it might have formed in the beginning of your career days at workplace. You are young, you're energetic, you came in, you wanted to do lots of new things in the company. But somewhere in this competitive world, so you put up some kind of a design, and then somebody else also in the team put up, or the designs, and if suppose you're a designer, then you make designs, and then the boss did not like them and said, hey, they're not that great. And they didn't take it. They tell you what to do and you do it, and the first time and the second time and the third time. So then you conclude and say, okay, I'm not that creative. We automatically conclude at that point. So once we conclude that I'm not creative, then we carry on that with that feeling, not only in your work, you carry on, tomorrow you go into another, and you go into a party decoration. The first thing you say when people ask you to decorate and say, okay, so I'm not creative. So, oh, this is not me. Please, you guys do it. I'll do something else. So you get an opportunity, but then we just go away from it. An opportunity to demonstrate our real skill or capability, which can cause which can create more opportunities for us. Who knows? Somebody will see it. Somebody may see your work and say, okay, I think this person has got some beauty, beautiful artistic eye and hand. But then we go away from it because we have formed this limiting belief. One, it is based on some little design somewhere, but then now it perpetuates into everything we do in our life. So these limiting beliefs have to be recognized and curbed. And so how are they forming? The limiting beliefs are formed based on our life experiences, which we've been talking about. It's called personality. What is your personality, or what is your state of being? Our thoughts are one place. Our goals are something. Our goal is to say that, I want to really create something beautiful for this company. I want to design the best thing possible for the company. But deep inside, because you had a bitter experience early in your career, you already branded and said, okay, I'm not that creative, I'm not that good. And so thoughts are one place, whereas what you are deeply feeling is what is projected. So this is called personality. A personality has got plenty of these. We are influenced deeply by childhood with the parents, then the teachers, then friends is in adolescent stage, then colleagues in the beginning of the work environment. Everywhere it is about the initial few days to weeks, our association with somebody sort of gets us to form a new set of beliefs every time. So colleagues at workplace then come up with the conclusion about colleagues as well as workplace, as well as companies, as well as governments, because that's our first touch of working with them. We form a set of beliefs, then that's it. So now we operate with those beliefs every time we deal with these entities. Once we had this, 3 times, 4 times, you've gone into a government office and could not get stuff done, naturally we form that belief because you keep hearing that anyway, all the time. They're slow, they're lethargic, there's so much bureaucracy, there's always corruption. By default, that's what we enter into any office because this is what we probably have. We know this. And so, but the problem is thoughts and feelings create reality. So whatever we go in with is what we continue to create an experience, right? So our personality is getting formed like this. And then after, initial years of workplace, where you find suddenly a new set of people, environment, then is the next phase, which is where typically people are getting married. And so they're now meeting a new set of people from the other side, both sides. And so they carry their beliefs, particularly from spouses, influence each other. After that, now we have gotten, so after the marriage, after this, whatever, then now at that point, unless you are switching for a job from place to place, then of course you continue to form your beliefs. But otherwise, for most people, a personality is formed by this time. And so then we operate, our whole life is operated with our set of those beliefs. Now, we need to work on changing this personality, which is limiting us. There are plenty of examples that you can take in your everyday life. Some are written here, some you've seen in the previous slide. Large companies cannot grow fast. Large companies don't give hikes. Performance appraisal is never straightforward. My company's processes are very difficult. Everything is a belief. Everything is a belief. So many are there every day. My HR just never responds. Big belief, right? So if the collective psyche is that, and the collective psyche is that, then we also are because pushed in the environment. But we need to stand out. We need to break those. We need to stand out. And so how do we do it? But before that, so limiting beliefs, what are the different types? Expectations. Your expectations of people are limiting beliefs. You are the spouse, so you are my child, so I basically expect something from the children. This is how they should be. You form a belief that, by default, younger people should always No matter what, just follow the seniors' words. This is a belief that comes out of a lot of conditioned family culture. No matter what, a person who is younger must by default just follow what the adults have said. Expectation is there. This is it. It is a belief. You formed it. Whether there is merit or no merit, it just must be followed by default. That's it. For all you know, the adults or the seniors might have carried on a belief from their past without you knowing that it has a meaning or not anymore. Like, you must just marry people within my caste. That's it. You cannot marry somebody outside the caste. It is a belief. You must eat non-veg. If you want to become strong, just eat non-veg. It's a belief, right? It's a belief that is just told, and then you just have to expect to follow. So the expectations are there, assumptions are there, opinions. We make opinions of people all the time. We conclude very easily on things. So friends, there are many ways that we have beliefs, and how do we, if thoughts and feelings are creating reality, yesterday we said you set goals so that your CEO of the brain continues to work for you to keep you in that higher thought process. And same way, our feelings are the limiting beliefs are always producing a different feeling into us, saying that I'm not good, so produces you to make you feel low. I have disadvantages. People are not cooperating. I'm not lucky. Life is hard. So when we say these limiting beliefs, there is a level of feeling, and which is called a limiting emotion is there. And when you have the limiting emotions, we are going out of body's homeostasis. That means body is not functioning very well. Because your heartbeat is not very well. When you have this limiting, it sort of gets you to, we become despair. We feel not good. Then you don't feel good, so that the beat is not coherent. As a state of being is constantly either of a worry, either of a low feeling in general, not participative. And so we need to change our body feelings to elevated feelings. And how do we do this? Basically, you have to reprogram the beliefs to something newer. So first thing and foremost thing is meditation. Just the way every day we're forming some beliefs, our everyday meditation will keep us, will give us so much awareness to be checking on those limitations that we are generally forming, called generalizations that we keep doing. Everyday meditation is necessary to everyday check on things that are happening in our daily life, in our projects, in our companies, with the clients, with the people we're meeting, because we tend to meet people a second time or a third time anyway, easily. The second thing that the limiting beliefs can be easily solved are eased by reading constantly. So those beliefs that we form, so let's say something that we're working currently on, like your project, or in a client, or with a person, for whatever reason in a community, those are the beliefs that are easily solved through regular meditation. Your awareness is there. Hey, why am I thinking like this with the client? When I understand it is limiting. Quantum possibilities exist. So let me just go back. So easy to identify and do. But those that are deep rooted, that are carried from the childhood, carried from before, like we must marry people from our caste system. That's it. Non-vegetarian is required. By default, you must eat meat to become strong. Oh, I see. I know why your blood level is so low, because you don't eat. That's why. You don't eat non-veg, so how can you become strong? So these are the things that require one to get a lot more education, a lot more understanding. So constant reading, constant expanding of the right books, the book list that was specified, the 22 books that were specified, and then in the small book, Meditation is Easy, there are at least 100 books are referred at the end, towards the end of the book. There are many pages there, at least 100 books are referred. Many authors have been mentioned there. And they're all are talking about an expansive wisdom, which is helping us to come out of limitations. Dear friends, all the spiritual books must be read. When you read Biology of Belief, we stop talking about things are hereditary. That word slowly will remove from the dictionary. When you read the new science about epigenetics, we slowly start removing the words like, oh, my parents had it, so my family generally has this problem, so I've got it. Even you say or not say, that thought itself slowly get removed when we read those books around epigenetics. Because there is a new science now is demonstrating that the genes are reprogrammable. When you read You Are the Placebo, then you start dropping a limitation about my health is not curable, my condition is not curable. I have a special condition that nobody has. All these stats come. 1 in a million get it, 4 in the 10 million get it. And so we believe that it's a special condition. But when you read the science behind and when you see so many case studies, then you expand. And so that core belief, which has been formed over a period of years, will go away. You have a judgment about somebody in your family, which is there for the last 15 years. And say, this person is by default like this, you branded. Now, when you read and when you understand books around relationships like the Essene Wisdom or the 4 Agreements, when you read Conversation with God, when you read Says Nature of Personal Reality, Jane Roberts' Wisdom, then you slowly come to a conclusion that I'm seeing people based on what I have completely, what thought patterns I'm projecting. I'm seeing people based on the thought patterns I project. We slowly understand it. And so we slowly turn it around because it is such a simple solution there. If I just change my way I think about a person, that person is slowly changing. We must experiment. So dear friends, reading is the most powerful way to come out of these limiting beliefs. Reading and expanding our understanding. The most powerful way to come out of many, many limiting beliefs. Many of the spiritual books, when you read, we remove the word luck. We just very casually use luck. I'm not lucky. Well, you must be very lucky to get it. What is luck? Something unexpected, uncommon, right? Uncommon, unexpected. But with meditation, we start saying we're seeing miracles. So the luck is now there. It is somebody is experiencing something because it comes from their past. The past, if you have been thought about positive, if you have done many, many things, then you are experiencing that today, benefit. When we know why we are getting, let's say, a bounty of, if you are in your company, you worked really hard, and then so you get a great hike, then you say, oh, okay, yeah, I really worked hard, and so it came. Now, if somebody gets a big hike, and then without, in the foreseeable future that did not work, then you say he's very lucky. But that person might have actually worked very much, very much, very much in the past, and the reward is only seen now. That's all it is. There's nothing like luck. Everything is self-created. So I'm not lucky goes away. Instead, we start looking at that whole situation from a different angle. So different. So the second way of overcoming these beliefs is by reading books. And third one is something called affirming empowering beliefs. It's simple. In empowering beliefs, we're always finding examples of our current situation. If our current situation right now is that you specifically, while you continue to read more, and let's say an health example, I have a physical challenge. I have, let's say, cancer, and then my cancer is not curable. It's very difficult to overcome that. While you continue to do a study around health and how epigenetics and all that can change things, but you also find examples of people who have solved it and say, with epigenetics, cancer is curable, any illness is curable, and so and so person has healed cancer with meditation or with a thought pattern, so I too can heal. So what is normally said, oh, there's no way my illness can be curable, is now suddenly changed to, through science now, through spiritual science, through modern science, I understand everything is curable. And I'm seeing here this so-and-so person, Mr. Ram, has healed, so I too can heal. I come from a not so good college, and so it is very difficult to get into these big companies because they always are looking for very good college as a background in my resume. So that is how we say, there's no way I can get into this top company in the world. We have a dream. So that is a limitation we have. My college is unknown, and so it's extremely difficult to get placed into this top company. Now that needs to be altered. All it requires is to see at least one person who is there in that company without having a top college degree. And we find plenty of examples and say, if anything is possible, and a lot of companies are recognizing only experience, and they always make the rules change for experience, and so, Mr. Sishi got it, and so I too can get it. One of the participants here was explaining, right, how he is an architect, and then he wanted to get into this company called Fast and Partners, top firm, right? They're doing basically for most richest people, or richest company, they're doing architecture. So he's from Visakhapatnam, right? He's Sujata Madam's son, Vani Madam's sister's son. He's from Visakhapatnam, from an ordinary college. And then this company, it's from UK based, takes people only if they are registered as architects. First of all, they have to be Brit national, and a lot of things are there as registered architect here. And he finished post-graduation, he didn't have any of those to meet. But he never believed that he didn't have them. He understood the manifestation process, that he always believed that anything can happen, and he possessed the skill, and then miracles can happen. And so constantly kept on visualizing, and then never that thing that I didn't have this, and so it's not possible for me. Even though they have a rule called that no, they need to have a registered process in the Britain for someone to get there. And in order to do that, it's a long time. But since he believed it, he got placement. And he's happy. He's working on one of the leading projects of the world. So empowering beliefs can be easily, all our limiting beliefs, which are specifically right now working on, can easily be overcome by creating a newer affirmation, which is finding a possibility of that thing that is happening for you. Is it about promotion? Is it about growth? If it is about growth, then all you have to find is, if you're chasing, let's say, 50% target growth. Oh, 50% growth in the market is very tough, is what people tell you, says limiting belief. But you have a reason why you need to go 50%, because maybe you have to fix the profitability and all that. And so then all you have to do is to find at least one company which is growing at that 50% or 60%, 100%. If XYZ can do, I too can do. No matter, even my market is growing only at 5, but I can still grow at 50. Plenty of examples are there. We find a possibility of what the possibility that is close to what we're trying to achieve, and say, anything can happen. No matter what, if my product is good, I can grow, and so and so company is growing, so we too will be like that, is how we form an empowering belief. And then what do? We visualize about it. That's the way we're going to affirm our goal, and then visualize future experience. We affirm this empowering belief when we are in an empty state of mind, when a relaxed state of mind. Close your eyes, and then as dream, affirm, make your affirmations. I am. My company is growing at a 50% clip. And so many are doing it no matter what the market condition, because the products are good. We are good, so we're growing. And that's really how the affirmation, the more frequently you do it, the more it sticks in the subconscious. And so in few days, in few weeks, you don't carry the old belief and you carry the new belief that you're growing. It'll help. So we will do a session on goal setting. Like I mentioned yesterday, I think one of the master classes on Saturday evening, this Saturday, next Saturday. And then from there, people get some more clarity. But those of you already are doing this work, you understand a little more to get over these limiting beliefs by using any of these three things regularly. Thank you very much for joining. We'll continue to learn this manifestation science. Yesterday I asked to come with a goal or your goals that you want to achieve. And then for each of the goals have experiences written down of why do you want that? Why do you want a goal to happen? Why do you want a promotion? Why do you want 50% growth? Why not 5%? You must have a clear answer for that. And if you have those answers, those are the experiences of life you're seeking. So if you've not done the homework, you please do that. Tomorrow for sure we'll have a manifestation segment in our meditation. So basically, as soon as Ana-Pana-Sati meditation is over the end, then we'll have this visualization segment where you simply visualize about those experiences. And so then your goals become true, right? So we'll start doing it from tomorrow, at least for straight from next 2-3 days. So thank you very much. And I will meet back again tomorrow to know more about this manifestation science. Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have.
Okay. So while we'll have some discussion, it'll be good to know if you had a limiting belief from those of you who are senior people who are there, who have been practicing this work. If you had a limiting belief and if you have overcome that, it'll be good to put it in the chat. You know, there are all kinds of beliefs you form. And good to put it in the chat. What are the limiting beliefs that you had? And then what empowering belief that you had for it and how you changed it around. It'll be good to see that in the chat as we are talking here. That's how we learn from each of us. Because always is a toughest thing of, what is my, first of all, to identify my limiting belief, right? Anything that's limiting is simple. Meaning is anything that limits you from getting what you're looking at, experience what you're looking at, right? And then how you overcame by writing an affirmation or empowering beliefs. Please do put it in there. People like Sridhar must come forward and write what you had. Meanwhile, yes. Shalini.
Yes, sir. Actually,
If you had any limiting belief and then you'd like to write.
my question, my question is related to as we spoke in the initial session of today's meditation. It's regarding midbrain activation. You said about, right? So as you said that if perineal gland gets activated, it helps in midbrain activation. So is it really as in my question would be, midbrain activation is really needed for children as well, like how this will help in kids.
Yeah.
That-
So midbrain activation really is the pineal gland becoming active at a broad level, right? So it is happening in meditation automatically, and there are activities which people do, basically getting children to get into this concept, and it's highly beneficial. Everything we're learning in the week 2, that intelligence, learning abilities are increasing, right? We said learning abilities are increasing. And so when this midbrain activation is done with a systematic process, then of course, children seem to be even doing blindfold reading, right? You perhaps know about these things. They do blindfold reading, they learn beyond only with the physical eyes, they learn in many ways, by touch and feel and all that. All their extra ESP, the extra sensory perceptions are opened up, and so they're able to learn many things. It's very beneficial for children.
Okay.
So one is to specifically go and do it, other is to just have them go through a natural process of meditation, which is in general increasing their ability to increase the powers of learning, powers of memory and powers of learning, right? And so both are there. So midbrain activation is great. And if there are right people who are training, but understand that the core of the crux of that is meditation. The crux of that is to get the system active. And so the process they have done is for children, they get them very tired. When you're very tired and then go into deep meditations, and suddenly things seem to work and then open up. Okay, and it works pretty well for people who are below 16 years of age. And above 16 years also, it will work very well if their meditators and will become more open-minded. Okay. I don't know what you are asking, if I answer your question at all.
Actually, I've seen that there are many institutes actually doing this midbrain activation. So I just thought, is it really good to do it for my kids? So I just wanted to.
Always good. My children have done it. We organized some programs in Pyramid Valley in the past. It's just that we're not doing. It's good. Sometimes the immediate result is seen then, and sometimes it is seen a few months later. So they just go through a process of some things get cleared. So definitely their academics can pick up after a few months to a few weeks to a few months, right? You just need to get to the right people. That's the key. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There is an organization of Mastermind International, DP Mahesha. So if they're still doing their best, and at least we've used, Mahesh is a good friend, but of course they're doing something else now, doing breath work and all that, but talk to them. If they're doing this, they definitely are, they know what they're doing. I'm sure many are there, but just try to get to the right people.
And is it really true that it's once activated, we don't need it's lifelong activated?
There's no such thing.
Okay.
There's no such thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no such thing. It helps. It helps them definitely to, it's like this, right? If once I cross over a limiting belief that life is tough for me because I'm not lucky, and the moment I cross over once, then I no longer are pulled back by that thing, isn't it? So that's precisely what's happening for when you're doing these activations. Many limitations that may be there inadvertently with them will go away. So from that perspective, they're not falling back into this thing of, oh, I'm not that intelligent, I'm not that creative. Some of those would have gone away because they get a jump start when the midbrain activation happens. And so then once they perform a little better, so suddenly they switch they'll change the limitations into, they'll cross over the limitations. So that perspective, it is one way for a long time, unless they can fall back into another limitation like that later. Okay. But so it's like that. But there's no physically something that is active, is not that. It's all energy body mechanism. So they can still go back into your blocks later, which is primarily based on a thought.
Okay. And actually, at what age we should actually start that? Is it a minimum age we have? Like, I have my 4-year son and I have my 10-year son. So just wondering if what age we should actually start that.
Talk to them. But you're good. I believe they take from 5 years onwards and also till 16, 17. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
It's a safe process.
We have Venkatachalapati, sir.
Before that, so I'm seeing here, okay, since I asked many have mentioned here, right? So Sridhar, why don't you go and say? Because I wrote a lot there.
Thank you, Chandraji. It has been a wonderful journey for the last 16 days. I just missed one day. With the meditation in the evening, meditation on the YouTube. Couple of things.
Sir, your voice is breaking. Can't hear.
Is it okay now?
No, still breaking. We'll come back to you. Let Sridhar speak. Talk.
Is it okay now?
Please fix that. Yeah, I'm not
Is it
able
better
to.
now?
Okay, please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
I can't hear you. Okay, we'll catch up in the next session. I don't want to waste everybody's time.
Now you're okay. I think he can't hear us.
He's unable to hear us.
Okay. Yes, Sridhar, what was your specific limiting belief?
My limiting belief was to do anything in life, you need money. You need to have good money backup with you. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to start or do something. And two major things happened. One is buying a bigger house and then starting a company within this year, which I didn't have any money to start with. But it happened. What I found with that is, if our purpose is proper, and automatically the funding will happen, so we don't need to worry about money part of it. So without money you can't do anything is a limiting belief. But if your purpose is right, the money falls in place, is what I realized with these two major projects which happened in my life in this year.
Wonderful. I think this is one of the biggest limiting beliefs that many will carry. That money is the first thing that they put and say money is required to do anything, especially in the businesses. That's great. Who else? So Venkat Chirapati wrote a few things. Coming from a different background, a lot of limiting beliefs are enforced. And so slowly I'm dissolving all of them. Beautiful. It's a must. Chirapati, yes, please go ahead.
Good morning, Chandra sir. Good morning to all masters. Good evening. It is wonderful experience, first of all, to share with you. Today I had a very deep meditation, probably the best that I have experienced so far. And I believe that the best is yet to come, because I keep on practicing, and I'm going to, I am very sure I'll go there. where I want, where I have been striving to go there. So I'm sure I'll go there one day. In the limitation beliefs that you have put, sir, the slide that you have put, there are more than 20, 25. But I have gone through all that. I have listed about 4 to 5 for me. The first is that I feel that I'm short-tempered. Okay. The second belief is that I'm not creative because I haven't created anything great so far, which makes me feeling that I am creative. Routine, regular, okay, you may be a good manager, good officer, or good human being. That's different apart. But creativity is something where you have created something which can be said that I have created. So I feel that these two. Third is I believe that my race is superior. I belong to a superior race. I was born in a village where this inculcating was there. The distinction between my race and the others, okay, was very clear and distinctive. Okay, so though I have reduced that, but still that inculcated the thing is that I belong to that race. Okay, so that is there, and sometimes I feel I'm lucky at being very good soul, but in many ways I feel I am not really lucky like many others. Okay, so whether it is earning money or going to a position, because many positions were offered and I didn't accept. So maybe that I feel I have lost an opportunity or not lucky or whatever it is. Okay, so and there is one more I felt.
You wrote, when I won this particular thing, I'll be happy.
Yeah. But see, I always have that, I went on having that, but still again you have, see, that appears to be no limit for it. But now the target is something different. So that makes me that, okay, if something is keeping me unhappy again, why? Okay, suppose I have a nice flat now here. But being content with that, I am content with that, but still aspiring to grow, look for beyond that, So again, I get that, and then I'm happy. You already registered in my mind. Okay, so these are the 5 limiting beliefs that I have seen from your side. It's a wonderful presentation, sir. So everyone can locate. My feeling is that every one of us can locate what is our limiting, and then we can work on that. Reason, how, why, we can work on that. So I'll work on these my limiting factors.
Thank you. You had 5. I had most of the slide when I saw this first time. So
No, sir. Actually, today I may have that. Maybe with your race and your phase of life, you would have presented this. I could have probably had very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So of course we go through. I only put up maybe about 30 of them on the screen, but then we list about 200 of them in the 2-day workshop that we ask participants to go through one by one to see if they're resonating with any of them, right? And then that work on it. It's important. I mean, it was important that we're honest to ourselves, and it's so good that you talked about them, right? And recognizing is half won, the battle half won. Because we can deny ourselves, a lot of times that's not me. But yes, thank you.
No, that's why I put it in public domain in my chat. That this is what I feel. Not to hesitate. I'm not hesitating to put it to everybody. Okay.
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Wonderful opportunity. I feel. As I said, I'll work on that. I'll work on that myself. Okay. So that how can I overcome that? Yeah.
Great. You even said the second thing. You're committing among everybody that I'm working on it. Which is exactly how we propel ourselves. Whatever we want to do, we say, I'm doing it. And when we give you a commitment, nature of our consciousness is that we don't want to break it in most cases. It's just the nature of us. So just giving that commitment in public, in a big, large family group, just doing it quietly to ourselves versus any goal you want to achieve. It's a great way to achieve is to declare to yourself and in a larger group. And then you are always working towards towards meeting it. Commitment, okay, and else you want to meet that commitment, because that's just the fundamental nature of
Yeah. That too, my wife being on my side now.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes. We'll try Venkatachalapati one more time.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, much better now. I come from a very regimentalized background, that is the difference, with a lot of limiting ideas that were, part of life that I chose to be. But then, in a very scientific manner and a very simplistic manner, you are deconstructing all those beliefs. And notwithstanding the age or biological age or anything like that, you're helping me to reconstruct the right simplified systems. And I always thought yoga was a rigorous way to go about it. But this way of meditation is a very simple thing. And it has helped me a lot in the 16 years that I've been through it. Yes, even in the family front, I have been with the baggage of so many belief systems and things like that. It has made my life, it has started making my life very simple on a day-to-day basis. I look forward to an exciting journey with Buddha CEO Foundation, and hopefully volunteer to do something good for myself and for the organization.
Yes, sir. That's great. Volunteering, yes. Another limiting belief that many yesterday is also talking. Of course, this my master is doing a lot of work. Oh, I must know a lot more before I can teach meditation. Big limiting belief, right? For many. That I must know more. I have to become an expert before I can teach, right? So it will be good to have you to do volunteering in many ways. Please join hands, always looking for support and help. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement.
That's great. You know, the yoga versus meditation, right? We talked about this. Meditation is helping our mind accept things. It makes the mind empty, so it makes the mind porous, so we receive, we're allowed to receive. That's what makes the difference. Meditation versus any other method that's non-meditative method, our mind is full, the cup is full, so it can't take anything more. We reject. Neurologically, we reject, even emotionally, we reject. Neurologically, because the brain circuits are all, there is no glue for it to reconstruct. Physiologically, if you wanted to say, the glue is not there, so it cannot rewire to form new information, take new information. So you find it very hard. We find it very hard to take on anything new. And emotionally, it's very difficult because anything that disturbs our personality, you become old age and so body will not support, is a constant belief we had. If somebody tells you something, then it disturbs and you're just not ready to accept. We say you're God, so you use the time for praying to meditation, so you become a lot more powerful. No way somebody is going to accept it, right? And because that deep root. Now, meditation is making the mind so empty and porous. So naturally, we take on. First step is to receive. That's called the learning, right? So we allow the learning to happen. And thankfully, we have masters like Patriji who brought out the filtered, most expansive wisdom that we can share among ourselves. And so then it works. Right? It works. So that's, I guess, is the difference of why we have enormous learning in a short time, because we're constantly keeping us empty, porous, and then in a receiving state. We have nothing to lose in receiving. We can still decide to use or not use, right? But first we have to receive. Okay. So that's why meditation, without learning, it increases a lot of energy. And so people have challenges afterwards to balance that energy because there's no learning. If you have learning, then you have direct that energy towards applying to actually now get benefit of. So learning has to be parallel to meditation, to reseed and then unseat old belief and then implant new beliefs there and all that. So learning has to be there always for a meditator. Learning is always there. With meditation, learning is dramatic. It's dramatic. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. So we are 3:37. Okay, Indraji, last question. Well, 3:37 for me. I think it must be 8:07 there. I don't know what time. Yes.
Sir, please unmute.
The opportunity. I always enjoy and love your presentations. One of the coming to the subject, one of the limited belief I have is that I always have to work very hard to achieve whatever I want. And however hard I work, sometimes I'm successful and sometimes I'm not. This is a limited belief I have. And this is something which I always experience as well. I've been meditating for 4 to 5 years, as I said before. And yet, I haven't seen very much of an improvement in this area. One thing that happened to me very recently, I sold my shares in the company, back to the company. And when I did that, I had to sell it very much lower than what it is actually worth, very much lower. And the reason why I had to sell it like that was because the articles of association of the company was for which I was responsible, this is my responsibility, was not very clearly laid down. And I could only sell it back to the company. So things like that, I cannot really come out of that belief that I have always got to work hard, which I always do and I'm happy to do. But sometimes, or even most of the times, maybe I don't succeed. And I tend to believe that it is from my karma, maybe from the past lives, or maybe even from my present life. Am I right, or can you throw some light onto it, please, Chandraji?
So, where it comes from, it's leave it, because a lot of times now it is coming because we are experiencing it again and again, right? We're experiencing it again and again. I have to work hard to make it is of course, a fundamental belief that's there with most people, because this is how we've been brought up in many cases. Life is hard. You got to really work hard, right? To make it. Work hard is not a problem. To make it is a problem. That means, unless I work hard, you can't make it is a problem. Working hard is good. Working hard here, meaning not hard as hard, but then, not wasting time. Let me equate it to that. Not waste time is a good thing to do. But working hard, that means you have to do a lot of physical stamina, this and that, to make it is a problem, right? But which we've been conditioned to believe. And so, what is the way? Is now when you said I'm not successful, I have to work hard, but it's not a problem. I'll work hard, but not successful. So now you understand and then replace that. Now you identify people who are successful when they work hard and say, if they are there, then I'm there too, right? because we already formed this limiting belief that I'm not successful. No matter how much I work, I always am not making it, right? So that is there. Now change that. Create an affirmation, create an empowering belief for it. And saying so many, I'm sure there are examples in your company or community who are successful, every day they work hard, and say that now. When they're working hard, so and so is very successful, I'm also going to be successful. Whatever success in your eyes mean, number one. Number two, you must go back and revisit your definition of success, right? The experience is same. It is the meaning that we give to that is what is making us to be success or failure, right? So go back and define what the success means to you. Is learning not success? Is it always the end result is success, right? And so there is another way of looking at it. Then, of course, the third thing is what you're talking about. Maybe it's coming from past, right? Why I'm in general making fail. First of all, you have to correct these things and then see if it is still continuing to persist, right? You might have set too high a goal and thinking that no, you are not successful. It's like this, right? If you've gotten 30 marks in the past, in a past life, and then now getting 60 is really good, isn't it? Getting 60 is really good, but if I aim for 99 and so not there, and then we continue to think that no, I'm not successful, but I was only getting 30 in the past, and so getting 60 is excellent. So then when you go back and then look at, when you understand just this very concept, then we start accepting where we are. When we start accepting where we are as success, then you're sending a different signal to the quantum field and saying you're happy, and then you got a prosperity thinking. You are know that you what you have is good for you. So you don't produce a lack signal, instead you produce a prosperity abundance signal. So you create more of it. It's a cycle. Further, you have to accept that I might have been at a different level in the past, and so today where I am is absolutely wonderful, right? So for that, you just study more about life before and life after, right? Now you just have to study the reincarnation concept. When you study that, then you slowly understand and accept things that are there they were today in our life. Reincarnation concept will give us a lot more clarity, right? Why I'm in a particular situation today. To learn, right? And then we always are progressing. Law of constant progression is that we're going to learn this law in fifth week, spiritual intelligence week, understand how we are progressing. And so it'll give some more clarity. Stay on with it. All right. And there's a book that we recommended, Many Lives, Many Masters. Read the book. And there's another book, I don't know if I recommended, Soul's Journey by Piotr Liu in our list of books. So that could be another one to read. And so they give you some clues about it. And then in the spiritual intelligence week, we'll talk about this concept of why and how we're always progressing constant in our regression. So that means you're always successful, but it's our measurement is what is making us not successful. That's all.
Yeah, thank you, Chandraji. Thank you. I fully accept what you say. I also believe that overall I have been fairly successful, or rather well successful in my life. But yet, I think for the amount I work and for what I do, I should be even a lot more successful. And when I say a lot more successful, by what grounds? By learning? No, I learned quite a lot in my life through work. By returns, I haven't got the returns which I should have got. Not to accumulate. When I say profits, I don't believe in accumulating.
Now you'll make all of that. Now, if you just make an affirmation, empowering belief, you're going to make all of that. So you are in the Razi, right? So if you do this work, and 6 months later, you tell us again how you're feeling, okay?
Okay, I'll do that. But just for me to...
6 months.
Okay. Just before I complete, one of the beliefs I have is maybe that I do not know about my past life. So I believe that it's my karma from the past lives that's holding me back. I was trying to get this book by Peter Echelu, but I can't get access to that book. Do you know where I could buy that?
Talk to your facilitator. You're part of a group. Please talk to the facilitator. They help you out. Okay.
Thank you.
Your facilitators, please. Yeah. Okay. Some books are out of print, but they're able to get their hands on.
I think this is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all, dear friends. And so we'll see you all tomorrow again. Thank you.
So blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful.
Yes.
I am so blessed.
Thank you, everyone, and see you all tomorrow.